All right, let's get to the mailbag. Let me see. Oops, wrong. I gotta go to my focused emails. Joe, I'm gonna work my way backwards this time.
Yeah, switch it up a little.
I'm gonna go backwards because usually Konnan, I start at the bottom and work my way up. Right. I'm gonna start at the end, the last email, and work my way backwards. So the next one's from Ryan Bendick, and it's a Big Show a fail. Hi guys, it's all the success and money made. Do you think Big Show has been a fail as a top 10 wrestler? He was supposed to be the next Andre the Giant, but to be never seemed to become that. With how WWE booked him, always hurting face to heel and back face, he never had the unstoppable run as a tip-top guy. Sure, he has world titles to his name, but was always booked weak. Thanks, Ryan Bendick. Bray, he's not wrong. Like the amount of matches that Andre the Giant lost in his career, you could probably count on one hand. And there was a period of time when Show was losing every single week, and they were doing like he was screwing himself over in matches. Yeah, it was unbelievable.
They would make him cry and stuff. Stephanie would bully him.
I'm just wondering if this is because Show was kind of sensitive. Yeah, he was a little bit sensitive, and they kind of just always treated him like kind of like a baby, And he should have here was this in our era. With the era of the work rate started coming in, the smaller guys or something. But and you would never do this, right? Done these days, but they should have never done it with this guy. Bro, Giant took way too many bumps. A guy that big should never have left his feet as often as he did, and he kind of lost his own mystique. Remember that time when they were getting ready to wrestle Hogan, and he was having a match against Steiner. Okay, Scott Steiner. It was supposed to be in a hand. He's going over. But, bro, Steiner gave him a suplex and put him right on his back.
Yeah.
And I remember they were pissed off and they were all mad and everything. But who's going to tell Scott Steiner he couldn't do that?
I remember
because they yelled at Giant. Okay, because they knew they weren't going to yell at Scott.
Yeah.
They came back to the curtain and they yelled at Paul for taking it. He's green.
Yeah.
You didn't know. It's what am I going to tell Scott Steiner he's not going to do? You know what I'm saying? So that's
I remember Hennig perfect plexed him one time too in '97, and
it's he took way too many bumps,
Also, the problem was since he was young, he wanted to kind of fly around a little bit and show that a big man could go. Because I remember we had to talk him out of numerous times. He wanted to try a moonsault. Right? Remember?
Yeah, because he was a basketball player. He was a good one too. Yeah, he was athletic.
Because he was young and athletic.
And him and Booker never got along. That was kind of weird. And it's funny, too, because they really went at it when they played one-on-one basketball. When we stayed in Disney and stuff, everything, we'd go shoot basketball. They were very competitive with each other. Next is from Joseph Anthony, subject is mailbag. Do you feel comedy in wrestling is too overboard today? Santino was funny, Angle was funny, but Danhausen and Orange Cassidy take it overboard and make it look stupid. I'm not a fan of some of the stuff they do. I think that to me, bro, honestly, not a lot of guys are funny, period. So it's a lot of the comedy isn't that funny because these people aren't really naturally funny in real life. We were funny people. You go watch some of our Filthy Animals backstage segments. They're hysterical, but they're hysterical because we're all funny. So, but
and I also think that they do a lot of nerd humor, or it's kind of for nerds, and so we really don't get it because we're very popular in that community. Yeah,
I don't get Danhausen, but my problem with Orange Cassidy was when they first started using him, and it was all right, he doesn't care, but they're eventually gonna have a match where he cares and turns it on. But then I always thought all right, well, what's he gonna do after that? After that part of the mystique is gone, and he hasn't done anything. You know what I mean? He's stalled.
You're like the Orange Cassidy of this show. Nothing.
I'm always
Go ahead,
stalled.
Glenn.
All right.